What is going on, YouTube? Just got off work. Man, I'm like losing track of the days. I think it's the 24th. Vlogust day 24. Yeah, month's almost up. It's been going pretty good though. Just watching some of my recent videos, and it certainly seems like a little negative almost. So I don't know, maybe you guys are picking up on that or not. I don't know. I'm certainly not trying to be, so if that is the case, I apologize. I'll definitely make them, better, of course. Once August is over and I'm doing like more structured videos with like actual content rather than just like everyday vlogs or whatever. I don't know. I'm not really that good at vlogging. So a little bit better at like planning the videos out and such. But yeah, we'll get into that stuff later. For today though, I wanted to talk about how to run fast. Now there's like different opinions on how you should do it. There's different ways, you should really train your legs, or you should just sprint, do sprinting intervals and all kinds of stuff. And that stuff's fine, I think. I think it works okay, but the way that I personally do it, or what works for me, I should say, doesn't mean it's going to work for everybody, but what works for me, and I'm pretty sure will work for most people, is training yourself to go slow first. What do I mean by that? Basically, I mean, get yourself a heart rate monitor. Get yourself a little map, not a map necessarily, but a little list of different heart rates and what zones you're in and such. Especially when you're starting out, you're not going to be wanting to sprint all the time anyway. So, yeah, get yourself a heart rate monitor, and you want to stick right around the 140 beats per minute level, okay? So stay in zone 2. Zone 2 is going to be, depends on the person. Different people have, their zones can go a little bit higher or lower, but for mine it's between, zone 2 is between 130 beats per minute and about 144, I believe, is what I'm at. So I usually stay right about 140, and I remember when I first started doing this, it was like fucking crazy, okay, because like at the time I wasn't using a heart rate monitor at all. I was just running. I didn't even have a Garmin or anything, or Strava or anything. I would literally just go put on I had like a 99-cent watch from the 99-cent store that had a stopwatch on it, and I would just time myself on runs just to see how long I can go, and that worked for me for a long time. I would just run like 90 minutes to 2 hours a day just going. And then I actually did a little bit of research, read up a little bit, read Rich Roll's book, which really inspired me to really start training more professionally, basically. Got the heart rate monitor, and then I learned about the different zones. And basically what I was told anyway, or what I read, was stay around 140, and then it sucks initially. If you're used to running fast, it's gonna suck, because your heart rate's gonna be pretty high up there because you haven't trained it. You have to train your heart and your muscles and your mitochondria and all that stuff to be more efficient. Basically, is the whole point of doing zone 2 training, is to be more efficient. So you're gonna start off real slow. I remember when I first started off, I mean, I was running like easy, like 7-minute miles were relatively easy, right? But then I started doing zone 2, and I'm running like 10-minute and 30-second miles. Otherwise, my heart rate would get above the 140, and I'd be too high. So it just felt like I'm thinking to myself, oh, I'm going backwards, I'm getting slower, blah, blah, blah. But eventually, if you persist, if you keep with it, eventually your body gets used to it, okay? And so you can stay at about 140, and you can run 8-minute miles or 8-minute and 30-second miles at the 140 heart rate, which again isn't super fast. But if you want to up it to 155 or 160, and you start running, 7-minute miles, and then you want to up it even more, it's just easier to recover. So you're running at the lower heart rate, the majority of you running at the lower heart rate, and then do some sprinting in between. So warm up, always warm up first. Don't just go full force right out of the gate, because you're going to blow your lungs out, basically. You're going to burn them up. I can recall doing that a number of times where like I just was itching to run. So I would get out and then run and just go like 6-minute miles, 6:30 miles, and then my lungs would be like torn up, basically. In fact, I remember one time I was like coughing up blood. So I have an audience here. Say hi, Gracie. There's Gracie. Anyway, Yeah, I just got home. But, yeah, so don't go full force out of the gate. Warm up first for at least 15 minutes. Do your zone 2. Get in a couple miles, and then you can speed it up. And then you don't have to go full force for the rest of the run. Maybe you go full force for half a mile or a quarter of a mile or whatever you feel comfortable with. Usually I go, if I'm sprinting, I'm going to sprint about a mile, maybe a mile and a half, and then I'll slow back down. And when you're trained for staying in zone 2, your heart rate's going to drop back down quicker. So you're going to recover back to 140 quicker, and then you can just keep going and just rinse and repeat, basically. So, again, I don't want to get into too much detail because it's just a vlog here. But come next month, I'm going to be doing a lot more running tips videos. And so a lot of them are going to be, you know, basing your training on heart rate, what you should do, blah, 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 like where you're at in the different zones, 130, 140, 150, 160, and so forth, which one's the best and all that stuff. So I'll definitely go into more detail here coming up next month, or probably next week, actually, because that's September. But yeah, we'll definitely get into more of that. But the point of the video is you got to start slow to be fast. All right, so train yourself properly. Put in the month and a half or 2 months that it takes at the 140 heart rate to get your body used to training that. And then you can just start sprinting and start working on more speed work. People call, when you're running at 140 and you're running slow, people call it junk miles. It's bullshit. Don't listen to them. There's no such thing as junk miles. All right, the best runners in the world all do zone training and zone 2 specifically. So when you're in zone 2, keep in mind you're burning the most fat possible. When you're in the higher zones, when your heart rate's higher, you're burning more sugar than anything. So especially if you're looking to lose weight, you're going to want to stay in the lower heart rates. That way you're burning more fat. And then you just become more efficient at burning fat rather than sugar. Okay? So that's the whole point. Efficiency, efficiency, efficiency. That's what it's all about. So being fast, yeah, that's cool. You might be able to sprint, I don't know, a quarter of a mile faster than me or whatever, maybe. But even if that's the case, I'm still going to be more efficient overall. So I'm going to end up running 3 miles faster than you or 5 miles faster than you or whatever. Like, I'm just going to be more efficient, basically, because that's the way I train. So I guess it depends on what you want to do. If you want to sprint half a mile or a quarter of a mile and you want to do it really quickly, that's fine. A lot of people like to do that. It's pretty cool. I think it's cool. My daughter does it. But me, I like to go longer distances efficiently and at a good speed, basically. So that's what I wanted to hit on. Anywho, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to go eat and go hang out with the girlfriend and with the kids and all that good stuff. So I'll catch you guys later. Till tomorrow, guys. Take care.